Hey everyone, welcome to your Universe Z, the place where we talk all about the Dragon Ball universe. Today we are going to go through Goku teaching Gohan how to get the Ultra Instinct. And if you would like to see more Dragon Ball content, please leave your like and subscribe to join our Universe Z. Accessing exclusive transformations is quite rare. This is because, as the name implies, exclusive transformations are those that can possibly only be used and learned by a single person. However, Ultra Instinct, for example, although originally an exclusive ability, was able to spread and be learned by several other warriors throughout Dragon Ball. It would be quite interesting if Gohan, Goku's son, were able to learn it. This way, not only would he become much stronger, but he might be able to fuse several abilities at the same time. How powerful is this transformation? Can Gohan learn it? Let's talk about all of this in today's video. Ultra Instinct is a definitive technique that separates the consciousness from the body, allowing it to move and fight independent of a martial artist's thoughts and emotions. It is an extraordinarily difficult technique to master, even for the Hakai-Shin. However, angels like Whis seem to have mastered it. As a result, it is known as the state of the gods. This technique manifests exclusively as a transformation in Son Goku and is his most powerful form, transcending Super Saiyan Blue. Despite this, Bills and the other gods acknowledge the full form of the transformation, hinting that it may not be completely unique to Goku. Most users of Ultra Instinct, such as Whis, do not show a noticeable difference when using the technique. However, Son Goku and Moro adopt a unique transformation when using it. When the technique fully manifests, Goku's eyes and hair turn a distinctive silver coloration. His hair remains slightly raised and his aura remains crystal clear, although in addition to blue and white, it now sports shades of purple and red and is noticeably brighter. In the manga, Hakai-Shin Bills notes that any god would recognize this form as the Ultra Instinct technique. This seems to be the case in the anime as well, as Whis and Bills recognize it and the Hakai-Shin of each universe recognize Goku's achievement. This later proves to be true when Moro obtains Ultra Instinct by copying the abilities of Angel Meru's. After adopting the full form, Moro's mane turns from brown to silver and the marks under his eyes turn pale, signifying the use of the technique. The body of any living being is accompanied by limitations. To fight, or even to perform basic actions, they must first process their actions and think with their brain. Doing so will limit their speed and impair their ability to fight effectively. The ultimate goal of a fighter is mastery of self-movement, the ability for every part of his body to act and think on its own. This allows for much greater reaction speed, as a fighter no longer has to waste time processing his actions and can simply execute them. Whis has mastered this ability, although Bills has a more rudimentary form and has not mastered it. For those who have not mastered the technique, they are still more than capable of using it, as seen when Bills faced Hakai-Shin in the Zen exhibition match. He avoided most of his techniques without even looking, though he was still able to get caught for not completely mastering it. Whis, who has completely mastered the technique, was able to fend off two Saiyan gods beyond without a problem, handling them as if they were children. Goku would later show a mastered version of this technique as well, accompanied by a new form that incorporated this style by instinct. Whis states that if one mastered this technique, they could, in theory, avoid any threat. Recognizing whether someone is using Ultra Instinct seems to be quite difficult, as it requires someone to know Ultra Instinct and be familiar with a person's fighting style. Goku achieved Ultra Perfect Instinct by focusing completely on his fight with Jiren and increasing the heat within himself during the match. He also abandoned the idea of allowing his emotions to rule him, as they used to do in his Super Saiyan transformations, and focused on making his heart calm and gentle. Releasing the heat into a galaxy-like disk of energy, Goku then absorbed it back into himself, allowing him to manifest the full technique, which granted him power beyond that of a Hakai-Shin. The power of Ultra Instinct is impressive, allowing him to easily surpass Jiren, even as the alien increased his power to the maximum. Ultra Instinct also allowed Goku to attack and defend against Jiren without thinking. This allowed the Saiyan to avoid most of the Pride Troopers' attacks and deliver devastating counterattacks. His energy attacks, now dark blue in color, were also able to completely cancel out Jiren. Lastly, Goku, when using Ultra Instinct, lacks the strange voice phenomenon that he displayed when demonstrating just a foreboding of the technique. Strangely, whenever Goku screams while displaying the foreboding of Ultra Instinct, his voice is accompanied by a dual timbre, that of his own voice and a deep, rumbling affair that more closely resembles the Great Ape transformation. The biggest disadvantage of Ultra Instinct is the difficulty in which the technique is mastered. For example, Hakai-Shin Bills has spent millions of years training and has yet to master the technique. A significant part of that difficulty comes with the massive stamina drain of the technique. For those who have not trained enough with Ultra Instinct, instinctive body movements in combat take a terrible toll. As a result, novice users of Ultra Instinct cannot maintain it for long. Like his Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan Blue transformations, Ultra Instinct was susceptible to Goku's anger, allowing him another explosive increase in power and speed whenever Jiren angered the Saiyan. However, because this burst of emotion disrupted the calm in his heart that allowed him to obtain the technique in the first place, Goku's ability to use Ultra Instinct painfully expired shortly thereafter. Finally, while Goku can activate the Ultra Instinct foreboding at will, he cannot use the actual technique at will. He told Vegeta at the end of the Tournament of Power that this form was the result of him being trapped, and he currently cannot use it on his own. Given what we currently know about Ultra Instinct, there are some valid questions and concerns about why Gohan may or may not be able to access the technique. Let's break it down. So far, Saiyans are the only mortals known to have attained Ultra Instinct. And so far, only one Saiyan has been able to achieve this, much to the surprise of the gods, Grand Zeno, Bills, and angels, Whis, Grand Priest, who are struggling to achieve Ultra Instinct. There is nothing to say that the nature of Ultra Instinct makes Saiyans the only mortals capable of achieving it, but on the other hand, there is nothing to say that the technique is no different than Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan God, which are definitely powers exclusive to Saiyans. Still, Ultra Instinct is clearly defined as less a transformation and more a state that a fighter manifests when she can go beyond conscious thought and emotional stress in battle. This kind of clarity and serenity is not inherently limited to a specific race, but is simply a level of control that most mortal fighters can never achieve. So can a half Saiyan achieve Ultra Instinct? It is true that as a half Saiyan, Gohan was able to reach Super Saiyan 1 to 2 like Goku, but his power set gets much murkier from there. While Goku made the jump to Super Saiyan 3 in Dragon Ball Z's Majin Buu Saga, Gohan's powers changed when his latent power was unlocked by Shin. Since that time, Gohan's power has taken on a unique signature. Preparing for Dragon Ball Super's Tournament of Power, Gohan further increased his latent powers to compete against the fiercest warriors in the multiverse. During a sparring session with Goku, it became clear that even without a significant transformation in his physical form, Gohan's latent power is now able to stand up to Goku's Super Saiyan Blue power, although a boost from Kaioken gives Goku the clear advantage. So, Gohan doesn't have all the power to reach Ultra Instinct, and presumably with the right divine teacher, an angel, Gohan could probably unlock Ultra Instinct, perhaps even faster and more completely than Goku did initially. In the end, Gohan doesn't need the Ultra Instinct, although not a new revelation to say that Dragon Ball Super largely ignored the next stage of Gohan's power, or at least the anime did. However, when the Dragon Ball Super manga did its version of the Tournament of Power, Akira Toriyama and his manga protege Toyotaro took some additional time and space to tease out where Gohan's power is going. If he learned, of course, he would become one of the most powerful of all time. But would you like to see him using Ultra Instinct? Do you think he would have the ability to surpass Goku? Leave your opinion in the comments. That's it. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any suggestions for videos, don't forget to comment here below, because I'll be reading all of them as I always do. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any content from your Universe Z.